him being on the board. As far as looking at that, I saw that as a good stepping stone for a black man to be on a board of a fintech company looking to be a bank. All right, everybody, how y'all doing today? Welcome to YBI. It's Roman and Zion here. We talk about ways and opinions and strategies to grow your financial self. Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
there you go.
that
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
tough one for me there.
It'll get there. Did you want to try again? No. Okay. What's up, everybody? We back. How you doing, my guy?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Man, doing what I do on a daily. Yeah, we back. We're back to talk to you guys. What's words? What's
Words
words
is
today?
messing up for both of us today.
That's words. It's fine. Today, you guys are going to have to bear with us, but we are talking about Black business. We're talking about Black business in the world, and in particular, one individual being Jay-Z and his merger with a massive brand being Square. We wanted to do a little dialogue, just talk about Black business in general, what Jay-Z has done from start to finish in becoming the mogul that he is to this day. So, Roman, thoughts?
So it's kind of like our thoughts on Jay-Z. So he kind of, I've always, of course, been a fan of his music as growing up, but as a business person, an inspiration to me. Until he did an interview with Warren Buffett for Forbes. It was like an hour-long conversation with him and Warren Buffett. And of course, it got me to watch it. I don't even know. It actually kind of got me started in investing, actually. I watched it when I was about 17 or 18. And it got me to click on it because it was Warren Buffett and Jay-Z. I'm like, how do these two guys work together in this situation? Let me see what's going on in this. And just that whole conversation and seeing him talk and speak about already the business he was doing and his own record label and things like that, had me doing it and investing in the market and things like that, had me looking into that world and into that field. And also had me open my eyes up as also working in the music industry and on that side of being how to handle that business as well. So right there from there, I was like, oh, he's killing it. Right from there, at the most recent news that we've seen from him was acquisition from Square, and he also sold half of his champagne business to Dom
33%, I think.
Yep, to Dom Perignon, or 33% of it to Dom Perignon. So he's had two kind of big moves here recently in these last couple of months. Dive into it and kind of see what the reasons were in being. I was trying to figure out why would he make these deals and moves. What's the benefit for him and things like that. I can see with the champagne company with just having Dom Perignon do it, just kind of maybe have some weight lifted off of him. Of course, Dom Perignon is also another high-end brand luxury product. They can take over some of the marketing there and have some of the size of that and kind of grow the company there where he can focus doing other things. I think for that very reason being is because now he has that deal with Square. If no one knows what Square is by this point, Square is a startup fintech company. I guess not really a startup anymore, but they're a fintech company for like Cash App, the little white square at every small business that you see most of the time. They also have like crypto investing and other investing on their apps, things like that. So you've probably seen them doing that.
So Square is that little thing that you just stick into your phone and then you just swipe.
Yep. You see those little iPad terminals at the farmer's market. More likely it's through Square. There's other ones too. I think PayPal has their own, a couple other banks, but Square is kind of one of the first people that did it.
So I want to talk about Jay-Z as an individual and where all this bread is coming from, because he's worth over $1 billion.
Billionaire.
So in looking at Forbes, this came out 2020. So Jay-Z's worth over $1 billion. Ace of Spades that we was talking about, his champagne, he's got $310 million is what what Ace of Spades is worth. As we just talked about, he sold 33% of that off of Dom Perignon. He's got $220 million in cash / investments in general. Forbes didn't really get into that, but it's just talking about a vast portfolio, in Uber being one worth over 70 million in that. Duce, he's got $100 million for this cognac and a joint venture with Bacardi. So liquor is another, I mean, massive thing. So he's got two things. He's got Ace of Spades and Deuce. Title was worth 100 million when this was written. I'm sure that it's worth more now. And then, as we just talked about, he sold a good portion of that over to Square, and now he's going to be on the board of trustees for Square. Massive thing that we'll talk about here in a second. Rock Nation. So he has people, sports agencies. So he's got Kevin Durant signed to him. He's got Todd Gurley. He's got Rihanna. He's got J. Cole. So just with those four artists,
no
and
more.
he doesn't have Cole anymore.
No.
Oh yeah, Cole's doing his own thing. Doing his own thing. But had Cole, you know what I'm saying? So having those types of people, those types of names signed to your label is massive. Then he's got a music catalog worth over 75 million, got an art collection worth over 70 million, got real estate worth over 50 million, so on and so forth. The man's got bread.
So right then and there, if there's one thing I think we could notice right there for the people is diversification.
Mm-hmm.
That's like
Absolutely.
right there and there. I think Zion listed off 7 and 10 different businesses and sources of income that he has right then and there. And not only
and
that,
this is not all of them.
yeah, and a
No
lot of
way
them
this is
are
all of them.
a lot of those are related. You know, the champagne and Dulce are go right in hand with the music company and everything with that, and Rock Nation and everything with that all goes hand in hand. Because what can he have his artists do? They can promote Dulce in the videos. Like you have instant promotion. Everything's connected, and he can make money off those different avenues. So
Mm-hmm.
it's right there and there, just diversifying and putting different money in different baskets. I know a lot
So
of
I
people
like
are
the way
saying
that you
like, what'd you say?
that you came. We talked about this off camera, just in how you see the two brands coming together, from Square just being, you just plug this into your phone, and now they're purchasing Tidal, which is a music industry. It's an app thing. How did you see those two things coming together?
So I saw it as a Square. Square wants to be the bank, and they're kind of one of the best or biggest fintechs for small business and startups and creators and everything with that. So you have that in a sense. You have access to that whole market of music creators and content who need a payment platform to accept donations or albums or merch or anything like that at their tour shows. Like once tours start happening, I don't know if you ever bought a T-shirt usually at a concert or something. Most of the time it's on like an iPad terminal, something really quick to set up. Square, it's implanted right then and there, and with him being on that board, it already sets him right up for that market and for his artists to be in that market. Once again, it's adding to that portfolio of him making constant money, just rotating in a circle. His money's working harder and harder every day.
Right, right. And this deal is very lucrative for him. The Title was valued at whatever I just said on the other page, but he got $297 million for it.
Yep.
So it wasn't that. So he made money and now has the position and sitting on the board as well, which is ridiculous. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the
Yeah.
status of being able to sit on the board of a major banking company, pretty much.
And I know even just going back to the Title for a second there, I don't know what Square could do with that as far as I don't know, maybe you get their checking account and they give you Title for free, whatever. I don't know. We'll see how that deal looks out over time as it actually kind of settles with that, but definitely interesting. Okay. Oh yeah, him being on the board. As far as looking at that, I saw that as a good stepping stone for a black man to be on a board of a fintech company looking to be a bank. To me right there was just like a look up and a placement. I don't know if most people ever really see like that, but once that hits, I don't even know. I feel like the sky's the limit already for him. He's already made his name and like his brand well known. But once you get into that point of like institutional bank money, it's different. It is
Yeah,
completely different.
we're not, like, our people are not really looked at in that way, and especially we don't have the positions in banks and stuff like that. Black owned banks are one of the probably the smallest in terms of everybody that owns banks. So being able to sit on the board is the step in the right direction in terms of being able to own a bank at some point and be the bank for our people, and for all people at the end of the day, but
Yeah.
we need to be able to own something, and I feel like that's the move. This is where we start, because now people are going to be able to trust Square a little bit more, being able to see a representation of themselves on the board, and and having that type of status. Everybody, we see Jay-Z, but now you're like, oh man, I want to go and use Square just because I know that I'm being represented well in that company. And I think that that is one of the biggest moves for Square in this. You know, we're moving into the time frame of equality in terms of ethnicity, and I feel like I think that Square is taking a step in the right direction to get us towards being more equal.
Yep. And I'm interested to see how the rest of this year kind of goes, or next year, or I guess it'll take probably a year or two for a lot of these things to settle with that, but to really see what that relationship grows and what they can produce. Personally, I think as far as Square goes, I don't think I'm invested in Square because they don't pay a dividend, but
I'm not either yet.
but who knows? I might not say that anyone should. It's really up to you whether or not you want to invest in them. But yeah, they are trading on the exchange. So if you do want to get in there and invest in them, by all means do so if you want to take that ride with them. But they are on the path to wanting to be a bank, and I feel like the acquisition they're trying to get into that millennial, Gen Z, Gen X kind of like that younger kind of crowd vibe of being like a instant kind of trend. And once you get in there, and once you have a bank, once you get a customer in there at 17, 18 years old, you'll keep them probably for a while, especially, because once they become a bank, I forgot about this, they can start giving out loans to small businesses, even home loans, auto loans, small business loans, things like that. That opens up that entire market to them, which then allows for starting more wealth in that sense. When you start leveraging your money in that sense, where you can get a small business loan to start your own company and things like that. So I feel like that's setting up positions for even people of color, people who didn't really have the opportunity before to go to Chase or Bank of America and get that loan because they just didn't have the history for it. But having a newer bank like Square who's willing to actually do that and grow newer wealth, new money in that sense. So I'm interested to
Right.
see how that kind of goes.
Right. At the same time, you're going to have lower APR. You're going to have less restrictions than a bigger brand because it's owned by people who look like you and who know your situation. Yep. So that is exactly what's going to allow to, you know, you're going to be able to branch out a lot more from there, and Black people will be able to own more right off the bat, because it's literally something that we can kind of taper for ourselves, and just the same way that everybody else has already done. You know, Chase is not a minority owned bank, you know, neither is PNC. So you look at these big branches that are doing so much of, you know, in terms of mortgage lending, in terms of small business loans, everything is difficult. Now there's going to be less restriction on that. And I think that that's what's going to allow people to get more and then get further ahead at the end of the day.
Yep. All right, guys.
So that's small business for you in a nutshell.
And so like I said about Jay-Z, he's literally was just a prime example of someone who grew up in New York, rapping, being in the streets to literally being a billionaire. So just say that, yes, it takes hard work, it takes determination, it does take some luck to meet the right people and make those moves and make it out for you. But you carve that way, and anybody can be successful and grow wealth and be comfortable. You don't got it. No, you don't have to be a billionaire to be happy, but at least get to a point where you're set. And there's multiple ways to do that, and it's a good way to do it. We'll put the links down below to that interview with Jay-Z and Warren Buffett. It's like 50 minutes long. It's a really good conversation. Definitely think you should check that out, along with a couple of the articles about the acquisitions that he's made. And let us know what you guys think about these acquisitions too, and what you feel like Tidal or Square or Dom Perignon, any one of the company that we brought up, are going to be doing with these new moves here. So let us know what you think. Please like and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, we're also going to put the link to some of the details of the merger below. I think it was on March 4th that they released. There was a press release by the New York Times. So that's an interesting read within itself, just to know how, you know, two brands, two CEOs, two business people came together, settled on this. And what was crazy was that the $297 million deal was not all cash. What Jay-Z did was he got stock. Yeah. And he got shares of the company within itself. So cash, as we talked about, is not always king, because Jay-Z got plenty of cash, but now he's like, I own a piece of this, what we're talking about being a financial mogul in the years to come. So now you own a piece of that, and you're getting in early. I think I saw there was some football player on the Jaguars that had a $13 million contract. He had a $13 million contract, and he took like half of it and put it into Bitcoin. when it was 21,000. Now it's 65,000, and he's one of the top 50 players in terms of how much they made last year. So when you talk about getting in on things early, that's exactly what Jay-Z's doing, and that's exactly what that football player did. I forget his name, but
I do remember that story. Yeah, he got early pay in cryptocurrency. And I just remember the line for one of Jay-Z's songs. I think it was the story of OJ, but he was really like, buy this piece of art for $1 million, wait for it to accrue to $2 million. I'm not even gonna sell it. I'm gonna give it to my kids. It's something like that. And there you go. It's just growing that wealth, growing that value in different things, and having that money work for you guys.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I think that will effectively wrap things up for us here. But Black business, why not? Why not go support one? We appreciate it. We're one, and we'll have merch for y'all. We'll have merch for y'all soon. So save a few dollars and throw them your boys' way. All right. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, guys. We appreciate you guys watching, staying tuned. We're always around. Hit us up. We have people around the clock talking. We're on Instagram, chatting with so many of you guys. We have tests and quizzes that are on our Instagram page. We're on the Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on all the things except for TikTok.
Already, well, if it's not out already, we are going to be on Discord. It'll mostly be me in it because Zion's be running around more than I do. So I'll mostly be me in there. If you guys just want to talk about tech or business or finance or crypto or investing, whatever, be in there. If it's not out already, by the time this video comes out, you'll see a post about it on our social media. So we'll be in there chatting with you guys as well.
We're also on Clubhouse. We're on Clubhouse too. So if you guys have financial questions and you want to talk to one of us personally,
hit us up.
Clubhouse. I forgot what the name of it was. Clubhouse is the move. Yeah. But that's going to be it for us today, guys. You guys know what's up. We may be young and we may even be broke, but we are always investing. Thank you guys so much. Till next time. Peace.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to Young Broken Investing. We just want to let you know that these are the opinions of the hosts. They're not meant to be the basis of any security purchases or investments. We're trying to give a little information out there for everybody, and have fun and be safe.